Hey, my name is Bolts, and this is going to be a quick guide about all the skips for an any percent speedrun of Superhot. Now, this is not going to go over the specific strats to do each level, just because that would be a very long video because there's so many different strats for each level. And I think the best way just to learn the actual level strats and how to go through and how to react to different things is either to get in there yourself and start playing, or to start looking at the higher leveled runs, like the top 5, top 10 level or place runs on speedrun.com for Superhot, and just watch those and try to emulate some of the level strats and what they do, and through that you can kind of learn that. But this is mostly just going to be learning the skips and how to save time in ways that aren't just going to be optimizing movement and shooting things. So let's get started. First skip is at the very beginning of the game. After you kill the second person on kick, don't wait for Superhot to pop up like you normally would and click. Instead, what you're going to do is, second your bullet impacts the second person, press escape and start mashing enter. He'll pop up at alley after a bit of a small intermission, and it saves about 1 to 2 seconds. I would not do this if this is your first run or that you're learning the game still, because it increases the amount of time it takes to reset, and just overall it's kind of an annoying thing to grind for, but I wanted to include it just so it's a very complete guide. The next skip is going to be on Subway. It's similar to the last one where you're going to quit out the second you kill the last enemy. This time you're going to mash enter all the way until you see a white rectangle start kind of growing on the screen. After that happens, start mashing escape. It's going to pop up with the normal text message where it's going to ask you to respond to a message. Instead, just keep mashing escape until it goes away, and then you'll be entering the next level of jump. This skips the entire map transition where the map slowly fades away and you have to go to the main menu again, and it also skips responding to the message from your friend. This isn't really a skip, but it's a good thing to mention. In between jump and shots, there's a bit of a staticky screen transition. During that, you can actually still input things. So start left-clicking before the words pop up, and you can start hearing your fist impacting with the guy behind the bar. If you get it down and you kind of get the feel for it and the timing, you can left-click a few times and you'll punch the guy, grab his gun, and you'll be ready to go for the next level. So that's just kind of a good thing to know and look out for as you start to try to improve your time. Next, we're going to skip forward to Tirall, which is about 4 levels away. Tirall is similar to Subway, where you're just going to quit out after you kill the last enemy. Skips, again, the map fading away and then the whole entire message box thing. So you're going to mash enter until the white rectangle starts showing up, then you start mashing escape until the message box shows up, and then you're good to go. The only difference is after this, it's going to ask you to input a password. You can mash on your keyboard and just also hit enter, and it'll do it really quickly. Another way to do that's a little bit faster is just to start moving your mouse in like a circular motion, and then pressing enter or clicking while you're doing it, which for some reason while moving your mouse it counts it as inputting text. You can only do this though for the first half of the game. When you quit out later, after a hacker, you cannot do this, and I'll mention that then as well, but for this part of the game you can do it, and it's a little quicker. Right afterwards, you're going to go right into Server, which is, again, the same as Tirall or Subway. You're going to kill the last enemy, press escape to quit out, start mashing enter until the white rectangle, and then start mashing escape until the message box shows up. But this time, make sure to keep mashing escape even after the message box has gone away, because if you do so, there's actually a small transition that it also skips, which saves you around 6 seconds. So just keep mashing it until it goes to the little message it'll pop up before dog 1, and then you can just keep going with the run. You get an easy little 6-second time save. Now, there isn't really a kind of a skip for dog 1, but from the very beginning, start holding S and start strafing backwards into the wall. Even though it's telling you not to move, keep strafing backwards into the wall. And then it'll tell you to start moving, keep strafing until it tells you to stop. Then you stop moving, wait for the counter to go by, and then it's going to say, good dog. After that, you can hit escape, and then start mashing enter like you normally would, and you go to the next level in a similar way to the kick alley skip. Now don't do it too early, or else it won't give you progress. You'll have to do dog 1 again. Just wait until a good dog goes away, and then you'll be able to go to the next level. The next level, we're going to skip all the way to Elevator. And on Elevator, after you complete the level, let it proceed normally, just click to go to the next level, and during the transition to the next level, it's going to pop up with a little white message box. It's going to start filling with text. Press escape the second you see that text, and the text will cancel and will bring you right to dog 3, which saves a good bit of time. When you're in Dog 3, start left clicking, because the next thing it's going to ask you to do is to just mash left click for a while. So just do that in advance and you'll have a good head start. After you finish that section, it brings you back to the cell again. Start mashing escape. Don't mash it too early or it's going to take you out of the level. Just the second you get back to the cell, you can start mashing it. And once you get to the end of the text, it'll say, let's have a little chat. If you're mashing escape, sometimes you won't even see it because it'll instantly bring you back to the main screen. Once the screen fades away like it normally does to bring you back to the main screen, start mashing enter. This time though, when you see the message box, don't stop mashing enter. Keep mashing it. It's going to bring you to a message box that you have to answer. You have to answer the incoming message and then just do that normally where you move your mouse in a circle and you click or mash enter to send the message each time. And after you do that, it'll send you to Ballroom, which is the next level. We're going to skip Ballroom and go to the next level, which is Meeting. After you complete Meeting and kill the last enemy, hit escape once and then you start mashing enter for a little bit. It'll bring you to the next level and it saves a little bit of time. Again, the map would fade away normally if you let it, but instead by doing that you're going to skip all that. It'll come up with a message box and you'll go to Hacker. When you get to Hacker, and this also applies to Long Way when you get to it at the end of the game, keep bunny hopping and just trying to move in straight lines, because always being in there and jumping is the fastest way of moving in this game. When you get to the end where you are, just punch yourself. It'll move, it'll have like a red pyramid show up and then it'll start fading away like it normally would for the menu, and then you'll see a red message box pop up. The second you see it, like even if you can't see it clearly, you can Alt F4 and you can quit out. That's the first time it like changes your progress to the next level. So at that point you can quit out. What normally would happen is the game would tell you shouldn't be here and to quit out basically. If you try to start the game again, it'll blur out the option. It'll keep doing that over and over again until you have to quit out. But that's the earliest time we can quit out, so we just Alt F4 at that point. At that point you can just open the game up normally, either through Steam or you can put the exe for the game on your desktop, and then it will open up the game. It'll show the opening logo. Once you see the opening logo, start mashing keys on your keyboard and enter, because if you do that, it lets you start the message box that would pop up early and just saves you a few seconds. And then after that you just go on with the message box, play the game normally, and proceed on. That's basically it for skips for the game. At this point you just need to learn the strats for the levels, and like I said before, just looking at what strats each of the runners uses and which one you feel like is going to work best for you is a good way to go around it. Or just looking at the world record and trying to emulate some of that is also a good idea. If anything was unclear or you have any questions about this or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll respond as quickly as possible. Same thing, you can tweet at me, which probably will get a little bit of a quicker response, or send me a message on Twitch, and I will try to help you out, because I really want to see some new runners for this game, and I really think this is a good way to help you guys out. So just let me know, and thank you very much for watching, and best of luck learning Superhot.